Six Sigma and Kaizen are the two management philosophies. Both of these are used for the continual improvement of a business, thereby creating more efficient business processes, reducing waste, and eliminating defects. In fact, the most profitable organizations implement all of those instruments concurrently. These companies deal with the issue after which choose the suitable instruments to repair it. They only open the proper drawer, take out the best instruments, repair their issues, and benefit from the outcomes, either by choosing Kaizen or Six Sigma. Today, let us discuss the differences between those two and understand which method is suitable for which organization. Hello everyone. This is George from Invensis Learning. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Let us now look into the agenda. First, let us talk about Kaizen. Then, let us move to understand what Six Sigma is. Then, we shall see the differences between both the terms, Kaizen and Six Sigma based on different categories like the history, features, principles, phases in implementation, top companies using them, and why use them. Then, we shall end the session by discussing which process improvement methodology is best for your business. First, let us start our discussion by taking a quick introduction to both of them. Introduction to Kaizen. To start with, the word Kaizen, which originated from Japanese, can be split into two, where Kai means change, and Zen means good or better. So, it means change for better, or it can also mean improvement in simpler words. In fact, to specifically mention, it actually means continuing improvement either in personal, home, social, or maybe in working life. But, Kaizen is mainly concerned with the working life. So, one can define Kaizen as a statistical process control that is used in improving the quality in every aspect of the business. It also applies to processes, like purchasing and logistics, that cross organizational boundaries into the supply chain. Kaizen brings continuous small improvements for the overall organization. It actually aims towards the organization's success. Kaizen not only focuses on the manufacturing sector, but it also includes all other departments as well. As implementing Kaizen tools is not the only responsibility of a single individual, it always involves every member of the organization who is directly associated with the others. Each and every individual, irrespective of his/her designation or level in the hierarchy, will contribute by incorporating small improvements and changes for the entire system. After getting an idea about Kaizen, let us look into the Six Sigma methodology. Introduction to Six Sigma. Six Sigma is a method of providing organizations with tools that help improve the success of their company. It is a disciplined, data-driven approach and methodology that usually aims to eliminate defects in any process ranging from manufacturing to transactional and from product to service. In general, it means a measure of quality that strives for near perfection. It also has a generic or customized name for the organization like operational excellence, zero defects, or customer perfection. Differences based on different categories. The two methods, Kaizen and Six Sigma, work great on their own. But when it comes to growth and revenue, it is better to create a combined system. This is because, when they work independently, the results will differ. Both programs hold great value in solving problems, but the approach taken differs largely. The main difference between Six Sigma and Kaizen is that Kaizen focuses to make work environments better, which has a positive impact on the overall performance. In contrast, Six Sigma uses technical data that are oriented to solve product deviations. Now let us look at the differences between them based on different criteria. The first category is history. Kaizen's history begins after the Second World War, when Toyota first implemented its quality circles in its production process. This implementation influenced American business professionals. The term Kaizen came to the presence around the world through the works of Masaaki Imai. Masaaki Imai is a Japanese organizational theorist and management consultant. He is famous for his work on quality management, specifically on Kaizen. In 1985 he founded the Kaizen Institute consulting group that helped Western companies introduce Kaizen's concepts, systems, and tools. In 1986 Masaaki Imai introduced to the Western world the Japanese term Kaizen and made it famous through his book, Kaizen, The Key to Japan's Competitive Success. Translated in 14 languages, Kaizen became a fad the world over. Today Kaizen is recognized worldwide as one of the important pillars of an organization's long-term success. Since introducing this term as a systematic approach for business improvement, companies that implement Kaizen have continually yielded greater results. Japanese feel that many small continuous changes in the systems and policies bring effective results than few major changes. Coming to the history of Six Sigma. Six Sigma finds its roots in the 19th century itself, but with regards to mathematics. In the year 1920, Walter A. Shewhart releases sigma variation to industrial processes. He showed that 3 sigma variation from the mean is where a process requires correction. But, as a strategy for business process improvement, it was first found in 1985 through the efforts of an engineer, Bill Smith at Motorola. Now it has become one of the foremost methodological practices for improving customer satisfaction and improving business processes. Before Six Sigma came into existence, total quality management and zero defects helped develop today's formal methods. Over time, Motorola realized that it could apply many of the tools and methods used to achieve fewer defects in parts manufacturing to other aspects of the business, and Six Sigma attained true star status in the late 1990s when GE's chairman and CEO, Jack Welch, proclaimed phenomenal savings as a result of Six Sigma. After knowing the origin of both these methodologies, it is evident to see some of their characteristics. So our next category is knowing their features. Let us first see main features of Kaizen. Traditional Japanese used Kaizen to follow 5 basic tenets: teamwork, personal discipline, improved morale, quality, and suggestions for improvement. Because of these 5 aspects, Kaizen is now included as a part of every organization. But what are the features of Kaizen? Let us now look into these aspects. Firstly, Kaizen improvements are mainly based on a huge number of small changes rather than the large development at the same time. As Kaizen intakes the workers themselves ideas, they are less likely to be radically different, and it is easy for them to implement. Next, Kaizen moves you from the existing current state to the defined future state you expect. As already told, small improvements are done. Due to this, it is less likely to require major capital investment than major process changes. Lastly, as Kaizen involves each and every employee of the organization, it encourages the workers to take ownership of their own work and help them work, thereby improving worker motivation. Now, let us look into some of the Six Sigma characteristics. Main features of Six Sigma. Six Sigma mainly aims at eliminating wastes and inefficiency. It is used to increase customer satisfaction by delivering what the customer is asking for. Six Sigma is a structured methodology and has defined roles for the participants. Six Sigma is a data-driven methodology and hence requires accurate data collection for the processes being analyzed. It builds leadership support and commitment among the workers. Six Sigma is about putting results on financial statements. After knowing the advantages of both these methodologies, let us see some of its principles. Let us start by knowing the principles of Kaizen. Principles. As you might know, the Kaizen method follows 10 specific principles. Following these rules will ensure that your organization will constantly improve itself, grow faster, and create a winning corporate culture. Let us now discuss these principles. Improve everything continuously. The word Kaizen itself means continuous improvement. So, this becomes the first principle of Kaizen. This means that everything must be continuously improved. The next principle is abolish old, traditional concepts. Implementing old traditional methods for the present trends cannot yield you to the result you are seeking for. So, it is better to adapt to the new technologies by abolishing the old ones. See waste and problems as an opportunity. Problems are yours and your organization's biggest opportunity. The more problems you see, the more ideas you can have. You can always turn waste into gold. If you want to be valuable to your company, society, family, and so on, you have to solve problems, fix things, and create value. Next in the principles list, we have: if something is wrong, correct it. If you feel that the process of the actions is not going very well, then don't stop it or abolish it. Just change the course of action and correct it. Empower everyone to take part in problem solving. One person may not give you that valid suggestion that can solve the problem. So, it is better to include more professionals in this discussion, so that a variety of adequate problem solving techniques. After knowing Kaizen principles, let us see Six Sigma principles. Six Sigma principles. The first principle is focus more on customer. As mentioned earlier, the customer is one key element of Six Sigma. Six Sigma is about improving quality. This term quality is more associated with customers rather than any other individuals because every industry prioritizes these customers' opinions only. A business needs to measure quality the same way its customers do. By focusing on the customer, a business can improve its product's quality. The next principle is identify the root causes of the problems. Understanding the process is very essential to correctly identify the root cause of every problem. This means understanding the process deeply about how it is actually working is required. To accomplish all these, you must have a clear picture of the goals of the company. To do this, one must identify the data and establish the expected insights. Also, one must ensure that proper communication is taking place, and, at the last, establish a standardized data collection system/process. After all these processes, one must determine whether it is providing the required insight and if it is meeting the goals that were established earlier. If you feel no, then recollect more information and refine the data collection plan. Once the data is collected, use it to look for ways to improve or enhance the process by identifying the root cause of variation. The next one is eliminate variation. After identifying the root causes of the problem, make changes to the process that can eliminate variation and eliminate defects from the running process. Also, take care of the ways to eliminate steps that do not add value for the customer. This will usually help in eliminating waste. Don't wait until variation to become obvious. So, better be proactive in identifying variation and eliminating it. One better way to do this is to collect data, talk with people, and study the data to find variations in the process that may have become accepted because that's the way we've always done things. Next, we have teamwork. Six Sigma usually requires more people. It involves teams and leaders who take responsibility for the Six Sigma processes. And it is recommended that these people on the teams need to be trained in Six Sigma's methods, like the Six Sigma measurement methods and improvement tools, because they will have to use these in every step. In addition, they must possess great communication skills so that they can involve, serve, and communicate clearly with both coworkers and customers. Thus, they must have a variety of skills and backgrounds related to a process that will help the team spot variations. Moving on, we have be flexible. The key to Six Sigma is the ability to change or adapt procedures as needed. Six Sigma requires flexibility. The business's management system needs to accept positive changes as well as empower change. Employees should be motivated to adapt to all the changes that are asked. To make it convenient, it is better to mention the benefits of the changes clearly to all the workers at the beginning itself. This will help to create an environment where change is more readily accepted. In short, the process required for change should not be so complex that workers and management would rather work with a broken process than fix it. After knowing the principles of both of them, let us see our next category, that is, the different phases of implementation means to know. How are they implemented? First, we have Kaizen. Kaizen is one of the best continuous improvement processes. One of the major advantages of Kaizen is that it is continuous and not a time-bound process. Kaizen accepts that more optimization is always possible, and it helps empower employees and managers to implement Kaizen in their organization. Because of the benefit of continuous improvement, many managers and business owners want to implement Kaizen in their organization. In the process of improving the organization's success, one must follow certain steps. So, how do you do that? Here are the steps to implement Kaizen in your organization. The first step is identifying the problems. For this, you need to take feedback from every employee present in your company. Then, list out all the processes within the organization that requires improvements. These problems may be included from the customer service department, the production department, the finance department, or any other place where improvements are necessary. You can list out the problems and issues in a to-do place. If you think problems are too many, then, to make your work easy, just shortlist the top 10 problems. Soon after that, proceed with them. Remember that Kaizen is a continuous process, and you will come back to the remaining problems later. But it is necessary to start with a small set of problems and then keep improving by focusing on big issues. The next step in the process is collecting the facts. To implement Kaizen in your organization, you need to involve and motivate your employees. Then, create a workplace that does not resist change. Soon after getting to know the issue in the first step, you must start collecting necessary information regarding the same. To do this, you need your employees' full cooperation, and communications between management and employees are critical. Kaizen has the concept of quality circles, wherein specific circles of employees from various departments are responsible for the firm's holistic improvement slowly but gradually. So, include these professionals and gather all the data you think to be analyzed regularly. Then start to measure the facts, then map the value of the STEAM processes. The third step is analyzing the system. Once you understood the problems and collected adequate data for the same, you must start analyzing the system. One way to bring this out is by making managers form teams of experienced creative employees who can focus on analyzing the situation. Make sure that these employees dedicate specific time to analyzing the problems that the firm is facing. Also, Keep in mind that the time frame is critical. Then, note down the solutions, and by using your own experience and the experience of the team, shortlist the suggestions that can make the most sense to the problem you have found. Soon after analyzing the system, you have to develop an appropriate solution. After analyzing the process and collecting the data, you have to find an appropriate solution. The group of managers and employees involved in the analyzing step can also be involved here. Their main aim in this step is to figure out an adequate solution to improve the organization. Even here, you must note that time is critical. Then, the points noted down in the previous step can be used to formulate solutions. The fifth step in the process is implementing the solution. While implementing, it is better to start on a small-scale basis because it is the best way to test out new theories, especially for the larger organizations. Many people get delayed in this stage because of overthinking, complacency, or plain ignorance. They think of making organization-wide changes instead of taking small steps at a time and running new ideas in a pilot environment. In a similar fashion, the implementation can be done in a planned and manner too. If the ideas need to develop a bit more, then, by all means, hold your excitement and develop the idea on the table before implementing it in the organization. However, a planned and controlled implementation is important for an idea as the results can be tracked. The last step in the process is verifying the implemented process. During implementation, there is just communication of ideas to juniors wherein the buck is passed to someone else. Because of this, it is difficult to implement Kaizen and checking and auditing come into play. So, it would be better than if you ensure that proper implementation is done to the ground level so that the results are also as expected. As a manager, you will be the responsible person for this implementation. So you can appoint the task to a team leader who can implement it in the team, keep tracking the progress and then revert back to the manager. Odd audits need to be conducted from time to time, and the progress needs to be found out. Thus, finding the results is the main objective of this exercise. Now, let us talk about the Six Sigma phases, that is DMAIC. DMAIC means define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It is a data-driven quality strategy used to improve processes. Every letter in this represents the phases of the process. This method uses cause and effect analysis to display the causes of defects visually. So, how is it performed? The define phase is the first phase of the project. Here, the project leader is selected and provided with a high-level description of the problem. Some Yellow Belt project team members may also be present. The project team needs to get input from stakeholders and customers to understand the problem from their perspective. During this time, they mainly focus on the aspects that customers consider to be critical quality expectations. The measure phase is the second phase in the Lean Six Sigma method. Here, measuring the performance of the process, product, or service with respect to the critical quality is done. Each step in this phase is measured based on time, quality, and many other attributes that were important to the customer's needs. Usually, the perfect measurement system does not exist to collect this data, so a measurement system will need to be developed and verified so that it can provide accurate and complete data. The analyze phase is the third phase of a Lean Six Sigma project. Here, the process and product data are analyzed to determine the root cause or causes of the customer's problem. This phase uses lean analytical tools and the Six Sigma statistical hypothesis testing techniques to determine the root cause. Usually, the measure phase data is more than sufficient for the analysis to take place. However, sometimes, the analysis will point to an area requiring further study and additional data may need to be collected. The improve phase is the fourth phase of a Lean Six Sigma project. Here, team members create a solution to the problem that eliminates or contains it. Depending on the nature of the problem identified, various team members will play accordingly by giving a larger or smaller role in the creation of the solution. In this improvement phase, the solution is developed appropriately and then tested. This may become the most expensive phase depending upon the nature of the solution. This is often the most expensive phase. But by the end of this phase, the solution is prepared by the team members. The control phase is the final phase of a Lean Six Sigma project. Here, the solution is implemented completely. This control phase will not get completed till the solution is stable in all aspects of the business, and until that does not create any changes to the operation. Every member present in the project team gets involved with this implementation so that even small changes required to their departments are fully implemented. In simpler words, this phase continues until the process has demonstrated stability in its performance. This phase may take a few days or sometimes may also take several months too. So, a control plan is always set in place for monitoring the process, product, or service. This phase is completed only when the operators and managers of the process no longer require support from the project team. After knowing how these two methods are implemented, it is evident to know who all are using this, so our next category is top companies who are implementing them. Top companies using Kaizen. Today Kaizen is recognized worldwide. It has become an important pillar of an organization's long-term competitive strategy. Kaizen is continuous improvement that is based on certain guiding principles. Kaizen is not just a process improvement methodology or waste management process, it's a managerial mindset. Some of the top 5 companies that use Kaizen are: the automotive manufacturer Toyota, the Ford Motor Company, the food industry, Nestlé, the non-profit medical practice, Mayo Clinic, the famous American Global Aerospace, Lockheed Martin. Top companies using Six Sigma. Nowadays, many organizations are constantly striving to understand and meet the customer's expectations, just to make sure to produce the quality products that were offered. Luckily, Six Sigma has proven to be one of the most successful tools in this regard. This methodology uses specific principles and mechanisms that ensure excellence within the organization by reducing the percentage of defects to as small as possible. Witnessing its benefits, many of the world's most famous and successful organizations have decided to implement and integrate Six Sigma principles in their business processes. Some of the top companies that use Six Sigma are: the famous company Amazon, the giant search engine company Google, the well-known company Dell, a famous mobile company, Motorola, Wipro, the IT company. After knowing the top companies using these methods, it is necessary to know why they use them. So, our next category is: why use them? There are many organizations worldwide. But why most of them think of using these BPI methods? Let us now look into the same and know its difference. Kaizen is an approach to creating continuous improvements. Typically, it is based on cooperation and commitment and stands. Because Kaizen is more like a philosophy than a specific tool, its approach is found in many of the different process improvement methods. While using Kaizen, all the employees are responsible to identify the gaps and inefficiencies. Everyone, at every level in the organization, suggests where improvement can take place. Kaizen mainly aims to improve productivity, effectiveness, safety, and waste reduction, and those who follow the approach can find a lot more in return. Thus there are many advantages to implementing Kaizen at your organization. Now, let us look into those aspects. Organizational culture. This system of shared values, beliefs, and assumptions governs how individuals behave in a company. Next. Human resource. They are people who comprise the workforce of a firm, economy, or business sector. The third aspect is: reduces waste. This is used more efficiently as our employee skills. These professionals mainly focus on minimizing wastes. Next, people are more satisfied. As professionals directly impact the way things are done, it directly affects the people by satisfying their needs. Improved commitment. Team members will be inclined to commit to doing the right job. As they keep on doing this, dedication to the work also increases. Now let us see why Six Sigma is implemented everywhere. Six Sigma is one of the successful tools for many organizations. This is because it identifies the problems, removes the defects, and improves their business processes. Many established organizations use Six Sigma methods to achieve improved quality and reduced costs. Implementing Six Sigma offers a multitude of benefits. So, now let us look into each of them in detail. The first reason is: Six Sigma reduces waste. Before we start, we shall talk about wastes. Wastes are those which are unproductive to any organization, which is not essential but will be present in every organization. Delays and high operation costs are also some of the sources of waste. Thus, managing waste is a very important aspect of every business. This methodology helps organizations in ensuring that proper resources are being used and allocated efficiently to the required persons only. Thus, eliminating these wasteful business activities improves the organization's success. The next reason is: improves efficiency. Six Sigma principles help the organization to improve the efficiency of the overall process. Moreover, improving the timelines in delivering the process output or improving the on-time delivery of products or services every time can be done. This is done by Six Sigma because it targets reducing the number of machine setups or setup hours in a manufacturing process, improving the productivity of production or assembly lines, by automating the process wherever manual intervention in the process function is higher than required. Then, we have: increases customer loyalty. By using Six Sigma in the manufacturing industries, more quality goods are usually produced. They can produce a high variety of products and services. Thus, products get demanded. By this, one can achieve the ultimate goal of increasing customer loyalty and satisfaction. The implantation of Six Sigma processes and policies encourages management to employ any customer feedback or complaints while continually treating the quality defects until the customer is satisfied. The next reason is encourages employee. Every Six Sigma professional knows that Six Sigma produces quality products. And because of this, demand and revenue for the company increase. And ultimately, workers are paid highly. Thus, everyone becomes an ideal worker, and every business's goal is to have a qualified and efficient staff is reached. With Six Sigma tools, the organization can create systems that will motivate the employees to conduct the assigned duties. Next, we have helps to improve time management. Time is a very critical element for every organization. Also, time management plays a crucial role in every business process. This is because every minute is important and counts. Thus, one must find a way to use time efficiently. And one prominent method would be Six Sigma. This implementation has proven to help employees better manage their time, which usually results in increased business productivity. It has also proven to help employees better manage their time, which usually results in increased business productivity. Now, after knowing the differences between both of these methodologies, that is Kaizen and Six Sigma, let us talk about which is better. Which process improvement methodology is best for your business? Kaizen is a continuous improvement methodology that explains its gradual, continuous, and incremental improvement. It focuses on making small continuous improvements in order to get a large-scale impact. Here, employee-manager relationships are cherished and employees are highly encouraged to share feedback and suggest ideas. Kaizen is usually used in improving the business as a whole. This is done by creating a standard way of working, increasing efficiency, and eliminating business waste. Six Sigma is a smart business process improvement methodology. It involves detecting the defects and removing errors from your business processes by concentrating on outputs that directly affect customer satisfaction. Six Sigma is usually used to focus on quality output, or what you call the final product. This is done by finding and eliminating the causes of defects. Both of these have their part to play in developing an effective continuous improvement model, and all of them can be used in conjunction with one another depending on the specific problem you need to solve. Now you guys would have understood how both Sigma and Kaizen are important. By this time you would have understood that the main reasons for implementing these strategies may be similar, the process is different. Both can be the most effective methodologies if implemented correctly, and it's important to understand which method is being used to better understand what is going on. Thus, knowing both these methodologies is equally important. One prominent method of understanding them is through the training courses offered by us. Enroll in them and learn all the aspects. If you guys think I missed any topic, please mention it in the comments section. Thank you.